Tammy Nguyen, and I am so proud to be an SMU alum, if you can see right there. Today I'm known as an actor, as a producer, as a filmmaker, and as a philanthropist. But let me tell you, my biggest passion is as a storyteller. So today I'm going to tell you a story about karma. Over 35 years ago, a young Vietnamese woman fled post-war Vietnam with her infant 3-month-old daughter, set adrift on a dinghy boat, which is probably half the length of this stage with over 100 people inside. They fled into the South China Sea like hundreds of other and thousands of other refugees who had left behind their home and everything they knew in search of something better for their life. And there was no food, water was really scarce, and she had only a few cubes of sugar to feed her daughter. Well, as fate would have it, her daughter fell ill with pneumonia, and days went by with nothing. But fortunately for them, an oil ship came by and rescued the boat and towed them to Hong Kong. But by this time, the daughter had already caught pneumonia, and she was deathly ill. So this daughter and the mother were carried to a hospital, and for 2 weeks, that daughter lay in bed dying. The mother prayed every day. Please save my daughter. And somehow God listened. God listened and said, I will spare you. And so from that day forward, life completely changed for this daughter and this mother. Now, unfortunately, for the next year and a half, they spent their lives in a refugee camp, toiling in misery. But one fateful day, as God would have it, a church in Maryland answered their prayers and decided to sponsor them to the US. That's the day my life changed. I can tell you that I am that grown-up daughter. I am that baby standing here today to tell you my story. And that's how everything started for me. I grew up in a suburb of Dallas called Garland. Who knows about Garland? G-Town. Went to Garland High School. I grew up in a modest part of the city. My parents were hardworking, honest folk. We didn't have a whole lot growing up, but my parents somehow always had the heart to give back to the community, even though we didn't have a whole lot for ourselves. And that's where the principles of everything that I'm a part of now were laid. I struggled very much to find where my place was in the world and how I would give back. And my mom was ever cautious, wanted me to study business, be an attorney, but be a Vietnamese female filmmaker? What, are you crazy? But Mom, I had other plans for myself. And I always had good grades. I did really well in school, but this is one issue I always fought with her on, because like her, I always wanted to dream bigger than what I was and to give myself more of an opportunity than someone had given to me. So I became a filmmaker. I came right here to SMU, and I'm so glad that I did, because life changed for me here. I came as an 18-year-old, completely idealistic, knowing exactly what I wanted to do was to change the world with my films. I learned everything my teachers wanted me to. I soaked up everything everyone told me, and I knew that in the end, I wanted to change the perception of Asian Americans in Hollywood. And I'm proud to say that that has been my goal for the last 10 years, and I'm achieving that every single day. Now, I became a filmmaker out of a desire to tell stories that would educate, that would inspire, and would somehow force others to act. And behind me, they'll be showing a trailer of the documentary I produced. It's my first feature documentary called Operation BABYLIFT, The Lost Children of Vietnam. Now, it was inspired by a story told to me by an American nurse who served in the Vietnam War, who married a Vietnamese man. And it was inspired by hundreds of children who were airlifted from post-war Vietnam into the US, into loving American homes. And as you know, I'm a boat person, so every story I'd ever heard of the Vietnam War ended in tragedy, in senseless loss, in something really horrible. And for me, this story carried with it a message of inspiration and hope. So I carried with me this idea while I was at UCLA in the producers program, because I didn't have enough money yet to figure out how to make this a reality. But my senior year, while I graduated, someone gave me a small grant. And with my hard-earned cash, I set out to make this a reality. Now, documentaries aren't easy to make, but they're easy enough where anyone can try to do them if you have a camera and enough heart. Well, armed with a GL1 camera, which was back in the day pretty cutting edge, and my mom had bought it for me with her own hopes and dreams, I cobbled together equipment I bought from eBay. I assembled a team of family and friends who were passionate and committed like me and who were willing to work for free. I used frequent flyer miles I'd collected over the years, and I asked my sweet husband to come with me on this adventure. And so we crisscrossed the globe, backpacks, he calls himself my pack mule, with all the equipment, and we slowly were able to collect one interview after the next, after the next. And this was before the age of Facebook, so it was really hard to find these people. So over what started out as 1 year, supposed to be a 1-year project, it turned into 5 years of blood, sweat, and tears that completely changed my life. And it's continuing to change the lives of others today. It's gone on to screen at 12 film festivals and has won 2 Audience Choice Awards, which is, to me, more gift than anything because I know it's affecting the lives of others. Now, during filming, my parents and I actually decided to go back to Vietnam. And this was another trip that changed our lives. Before we went, we decided to raise money from our family and friends and buy food, formula, supplies, clothing, and give to the orphanages that were there in Vietnam today. Now, when we came back, we were so completely affected and changed by the experience that we had over there. So with a renewed commitment, we decided to create our own nonprofit. And that's how Against the Grain Productions was born. Our nonprofit's mission is to raise funds for needy orphanages in Vietnam, as well as provide a platform for Asian American artist voices like myself who didn't have a chance growing up, and as well as promote Asian American artists who are out there now. Today, I'm proud to say, after 5 years, we have raised tens of thousands of dollars to give to the orphanages, to over 10 orphanages in Vietnam and now Thailand, have promoted the work and the careers of so many and launched them, as well as giving over $10,000 in scholarships to young Asian American students and artists and leaders. So I'm really proud of what we do. Just like, thank you. To me, it's just like when someone reached out to me so many years ago. This is my way to give back and close that karma circle. So my passion project turned into my movement. And here in the audience today is Dean Bowen, who actually commanded us, go start a movement. Through my nonprofit, I found my purpose. I'm just one person, just like you, who had a big passion and dared to dream big. And ironically, today, I'm a mom. My oldest daughter is the same age I was when I came to the US. And my youngest daughter is the same age I was when I fled Vietnam. And this significance is not lost on me. Today, I have a mother's determination to help these children who are, for no fault of their own, cannot have the lives that my children have. So this is my way of paying it forward. And again, to close that karma circle, it's really poetic justice. So I challenge you, as this is my idea worth sharing, is to dare to dream big. Think about how you're going to affect the community and how you're going to change the world. Harness your personal passion and your unique creativity. Dare to dream big. As Dean Bowen said, start a movement. Start your movement, because it's really good for your karma too. Thank you.